Welcome to Talking All Things Business. I'm Faye Waterman, your host, and my guest tonight is Kay Hamilton. Thank you, Kay.
Thank you, Faye, very much for this opportunity to share my passion with you.
Thank you. Now, Kay is a mum of 4 children and a grandma of 6 grandchildren. She lives in a beautiful part of the world known as Sisters Beach, a seaside, beautiful place in Tasmania. Kay discovered Young Living oils in 2010, where she made a decision to purchase her kit online. And at that stage, she hadn't even had smelt them. Upon opening the oils, Kay instantly knew that these were something special, as the aromas were special and unique. Kay started sharing these oils with her family and friends, who also experienced great results and fell in love with them immediately. From there, Kay has taken a journey into the world of Young Living, where she has created her own low-tox lifestyle using the full range of Young Living products. The oils integrated with her healing, the oils she has integrated with her healing modalities of Reiki, color energy healing, along with crystals and vibrational healing. Since then, she has had some amazing experiences with Young Living, visiting several global Young Living farms around the world, as well as attending conferences in Utah. Kay is passionate about these Young Living oils, and I would like to ask Kay, why are you so passionate about these oils?
Well, Faye, I guess it goes back to my earlier times where I was, when I left home and I moved out on my own, and I wanted to grow vegetables and have herbs in the garden, and I was very aware of the future of the world, and I was very concerned about how things were going in our communities with overuse of all sorts of things.
Toxic products.
Yes, toxic products that we're using in our bodies and in our homes. And I was very aware of sustainability or the need for sustainability. And I guess I was a bit of a granny in those days. I lived in the bush and grew my own vegetables, and I lived on a farm. And coming across the oils in 2010 just ticked all those boxes of concern and the opportunity for sustainability, and Young Living has sustainability practices at the heart of their
and they do, don't they? Because
mission.
They grow their own flowers, their own product to develop the essential oils.
A lot of our products are grown on our own farms or partner farms or sourced from farms that adhere to our strict seed to seal standards.
Yes. So, Kay, what have you done over your life besides becoming involved with the oils? You were a teacher, and you still do a little bit of part-time teaching every now and then when they need you.
Yes, I'm doing relief teaching. I'm transitioning away from my permanent position because, well, for quite a few reasons, I was winning so many trips that I had to resign from teaching because I didn't get enough holidays. That's one line,
right.
But that is one of the reasons, actually, in fact. But I just had this passion for sharing essential oils because I think everybody needs something to help support their happy, healthy lifestyle.
And it is a happy, healthy lifestyle, isn't it? It's all about creating that environment where there's less toxicity around.
Yes.
There is better products to use, particularly for our young children who are growing up, because all the products that we have used in the past have been so toxic that they create illness regardless of whether we think they do or not.
Yes, that's right. What happens is our bodies get to a level of so much absorption because, we actually can't get rid of the toxicity that we have around us with hormone disrupting chemicals in our home. It's in everywhere we we
where we
look,
go.
Everywhere we go, everywhere we look, it's around. So if we are adding to that by putting things on our skin and breathing things in that are potentially harmful, and taking, having food that's not organic and things like that, after a while our bodies knock on the door and say, excuse me, we've had enough and we're in overload, and that's when imbalance comes
and that's
in.
when disease happens as well, doesn't it?
That's right.
And
yes.
With all the stresses, my voice has gone funny. With all the stresses,
that's right. So stress.
with all the stresses and things that go on in life,
yes,
then disease happens from that, doesn't it?
Well, the stresses are those kind of things, but also, yes, the mental stress. I think life is very busy these days, and we all want to keep up with lots of things. We all have lots on the go, and we're trying to do our best in whatever we do. And I think we have very high standards of what we all think we have to keep up with. And that's when imbalance comes into it. And along with the oils, I love using mindset, affirmations, meditation, yoga, those kind of things. It all integrates.
So you would use certain oils with certain modalities?
Yes, we have so many. We have over 200 oils to choose from. So there's, like it's a bouquet of, it's an aromatic bouquet of things that we can choose from. So I've got a couple here that I could just pull out. There's some beautiful names and blends here. So I know that people are very aware of the importance of gratitude. So there's this beautiful oil called Gratitude, and I will just open the top of it, and I will place a drop in my hand. Would you like to try some?
I would love to.
So you can just pop a drop in your hand, and what we do is circulate the oil to activate it.
Okay.
And then we can make an instant diffuser and breathe that in.
Oh, that
and just
smells
embody
so
that beautiful smell.
It smells so
divine.
good.
So they're beautiful to work with, and you can just put them in your aura, and you can use the intentions and think about what you're grateful for every day. So I love to wake up in the morning and think about the things that I have gratitude for. And when you actually use the essential oil with those beautiful thoughts that you want to resonate, it actually amplifies that energetic, flow of being able to receive through gratitude. So we have beautiful oils. So
that is amazing.
Yes.
I mean, I do use Young Living oils, so I'm a bit biased.
I think you would be then.
And I do diffuse them and all the rest of it. So it's really interesting to just have an appreciation of them like this, because I don't usually use them on my body. I use them in the diffuser a lot of the time.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about how you use these oils. So you can use them on your body, you can put them on your wrist. There's certain oils that you can use if you feel like you're getting a cold or something like that. But what is it that you do with the oils in other ways?
Okay, so one of my favourite things to do is to use them in food and drinks. So
food and drinks.
Yes, Young Living has a range of culinary oils.
Right, and so not all of them are culinary.
Not all of them have been approved for culinary purposes.
Okay.
So we have a range that have been, we have approval to put them in our food and drinks to enhance the flavour. Right. And that's such a delightful thing to do.
So which ones?
So in the morning, I would drink just a drop or two of lemon in my water.
Right.
And make sure you stir it around, because the oil will float on the top of the glass.
Right.
So that's a really...
Is it warm water or cool water?
You can use either. So sometimes I will make a hot lemon drink and put some honey with it. Mm-hmm. Or peppermint is a really good one. Love peppermint. And that's a nice one to diffuse in the office times, or when you want that mental alertness. One of my favourite things to do is to add a drop to my salad dressings.
Oh, really?
So a drop of marjoram or sage or
because they're
black
just,
pepper.
they're herbs,
They're
aren't
herbs,
they?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Basil or marjoram.
Really?
So we have a beautiful
I
range.
grow those.
Yes, you do grow them, I'm sure. But there's that time of year where the plants look a bit straggly over winter.
Yes.
And, if you're travelling, you can't always take herbs
So
with you.
you can take a nice little bottle of oil with you.
Yes.
Just this size, which is really good to fit in your handbag.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah.
One's never enough in my handbag, that I'd have to assure you, Faye. So I have little pouches. This is one that I have here tonight to show Faye some of these, but I carry mine in a nice slender little pouch.
All right.
And I have quite an array of oils, and I even take a little USB diffuser. So if I'm staying in places...
A USB diffuser.
A diffuser. So you can plug that into the wall or into your computer. And when you go and stay in hotels or something, if there's a bit of mustiness or the air is not as fresh as you like and you're in an air-conditioned area, so you can...
You've got this little diffuser.
Yes, I have a little pack and I take my diffuser with me.
Beautiful.
It's wonderful. And there's certain oils we take on the aeroplane. You know how the smells aren't all that great on planes on occasions, and it gets stuffy.
Yes.
We have a little hand purifier that you can just carry, and there's no nasties in that. It's aloe vera and a beautiful blend called Thieves.
Yes, I love Thieves. Thieves is
beautiful. And then the other thing is, everything in my home comes from Young Living, from deodorants to shampoos and conditioners and face products, and even the makeup I'm wearing is all natural. There's 100% minerals and there's nothing toxic in anything. So it's wonderful.
And I mean, all these natural products that are available to us.
Yes.
Some of us understand and know how to use them, and some of us don't. So how do you educate people to know about these oils? What is it that you do?
So I do a lot of workshops where we have they're like a class or a lesson or a sharing, really. We gather in groups of often women, not always women, but often women that love to get together, and we share our stories of what we do. There are lots of recipes. I do Facebook Lives. I have a group on Facebook of people who are in my team, and it's also open to people who are interested in learning about oils.
Right.
Online webinars, just books. Or I know when I first got into it, I just couldn't get enough, so I just peeled the layers of Facebook and Pinterest, and there are so many resources now out there.
I know.
It's just amazing.
That is overwhelming in itself, isn't it? So you do colours. Now talk to us about the colours that you do.
Okay, so I did some training in Orosoma, which is some coloured bottles, and it has the energies of herbs and crystals in it as well. And just like people do card readings or whatever, I would use these little bottles of oils, and the colours that you are drawn to tell me something about what's going on for you in your life. But I've evolved. I've sort of taken that on another tangent of my own.
Okay, so
developed,
what's that?
So I do some colour therapy.
Okay.
I actually call them Activate Your Courage sessions, and I will sit with somebody and we will get to the bottom of what's giving us our limiting beliefs.
Oh.
And we do some transformation on that.
Right.
Phase, so that I can now tune into colours in a person, probably their aura or their energy, and I actually draw some little sketches while that's happening.
All right. Okay.
And then I use the oil, so sometimes I do them via Zoom calls or in person. I can do it online, or either way it works.
Okay.
And I use the oils and affirmations, so people go away with some affirmations and essential oil suggestion, and hopefully they've released some of those limiting beliefs and they can put some new programs in place, because when you actually get to the bottom of what's happening, you can release it and then you can put in something new.
Yeah. And when you do put in something new, it's actually you have to be aware of it before you can make that change, don't you?
Well, that does help when you know, you go back to a memory or something that's triggered a thought, because we're very much aware now that as little children we make decisions in our mind that might be from a child's perspective, or it might be from, a heavier dose of abuse that you may have from the people around you and in your wherever you are. The environment that you're living in, maybe that home life wasn't so happy, or it might be just a simple incident that's happened that you've misunderstood, but you've just locked a program in and tagged a negative thought to that. And as we do transformational inner work, these thoughts come up to be released, and then you can actually look at them and go, well, actually, is that serving me? Not really. And let's find something else to replace that with, to serve.
Fabulous.
And then, so if you take an essential oil with that, then as an ongoing support, you actually, when we use essential oils and we use them with intention, that actually magnifies the potential for us to do the transformation.
Yeah, okay, I need to start diffusing my oils specifically and actually using them more on my body.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, than I do now.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay. So what else do you do with these oils? I mean, there are so many of them. You said there are over 200 different types of oils. So how do they come up with all the different types of oils? What is it that they do to make them natural, non-toxic, and ingestible? Some of them.
So Gary Young was quite an amazing person, and he did a lot of research into the growing and distilling of essential oils. He went to France and learned how to distill from a master distiller there, and he travelled around the world and stayed with people in their tribal settings and learnt about the herbs they were growing or using or harvesting. And he asked lots of questions. He did lots and lots of research. And part of his journey also took him to Egypt, where he went into the pyramids and was taken into a room there, into this little special room. This little chap came and said, you need to come and have a look in here. And when he went into that room, he saw all the artwork in the rooms that was depicting the use of essential oils.
Oh, really?
And they used that for cleansing the spirits. So Gary discovered, so many things on his journey. And I could listen to him and I could listen to his stories for hours. Mary's written a beautiful book telling the story all about Gary, and because he just started distilling oils in his own backyard. He was a very grounded person, and that's what I love about Young Living too, because it comes from such a solid background. And he was, I don't really know what words to describe what kind of a person he is. Very amazing, knowing what he did in quite a short amount of time to create the top essential oil company in the world.
So how old is he now?
Well, unfortunately, we lost Gary last year.
Oh, really?
He died 12 months ago in 2018. He had been sick for quite some time. Quite a few things had happened to him, and he lived a lot longer than many other people who have survived, who've experienced similar issues that he had had. And I think he would have also had complications, possibly from the fact that he was actually paraplegic in his early 20s.
Really?
Oh, you weren't aware of that?
No.
So he had a logging accident and he couldn't walk, and was told he would never walk again.
Right.
However, he managed to get himself back into good health. And along that journey...
Did he ever walk again? Or
not? Gosh, yes. Oh,
really?
Yes. That's how... not only did he just walk again, he also... He was the man that put the chains on the wheels up at our farm, up in the snowy area where they have the Idaho balsam fir, and he drove the trucks, he dug the holes. He was a very hands-on person. He was a farmer, came from a logging background. So he really actually was more comfortable when he was sitting on one of his horses
Yeah.
than when he was on stage talking to thousands and thousands of people. But yet on stage he was the most inspirational speaker. I've had the privilege of hearing him several times, and he was always had some wonderful things.
Because it came from his heart.
Oh, absolutely, very much
so. He was very genuine and very real and honest.
Yes,
about and passionate about what he was
high
doing.
Integrity,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where he took Young Living, and it's one of the reasons why we've been so successful, because he knew that the world of essential oils, not all oils are made equal. So
no, they're not.
He knows that a lot of oils are adulterated, and that was something that he knew that once they were adulterated, you actually were giving something, creating something toxic that was potentially harmful.
Yeah, what an amazing man.
Yes.
So what age did he live to?
68 he was.
68.
So he died, a year ago. A little like we've just passed his anniversary. But this year, in 2019, Young Living, I'm heading over to Utah in a few weeks.
Oh, really?
And we're having our 25th anniversary, so it's going to be a great big celebration. And I'm sure there'll be over 40,000 people all converging on Utah. Every year that I've been, I think 5 years now, and every year it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah. So you've had the opportunity with working with the essential oils and all the wisdom and expertise that you have to help other people solve issues and, just use the oils in the way that they're meant to be used. So you educate people in that area to make sure that they use them and get the maximum benefit out of it.
And safety is very important too, because they're very potent, they're very strong, and we don't want people to be, using them in the wrong way. And I think that's very important part of, using them effectively.
Right. Okay. So you also do Reiki. Do you use the oils? Do you diffuse the oils when you're doing Reiki? Or
yes, I would have a diffuser going in the room, but I would also use something like frankincense around the person. And then also, if I'm doing Reiki and I feel led to bring an essential oil into the session, I will bring essential oils into the session. And then often I'll end with one called White Angelica, which is just the most beautiful blend. And you can just, put it on my hands and just touch the person's shoulder, or I will just put it over their like crown chakra or in their aura, and maybe just cup my hands over their face so they can smell that beautiful aroma. And people really love it.
Oh, yes. I mean, I love my oils.
Yes.
I don't use them probably like I need to use them or could use them to the maximum benefit. So you'll have to teach me.
Yes. So using them with intention, that's the most powerful way. So it's like a prayer or an affirmation. So when you're using your gratitude oil, you could also be thinking about what you're grateful for.
I could use that while I'm writing my gratitude.
Absolutely. Write your gratitude journal with your gratitude.
Every day I do that.
Yes. Yeah. One of my favourite ones is Magnify Your Purpose.
Right.
So that's, what I discovered really was that the oils actually gave me such an inner transformation.
Right. In what way?
Well, I had no intention to run a business with Young Living. I just wanted some beautiful things to put on my body that smelt nice, that were not going to be like a toxic like perfumes are not so good for us. And people are starting to wake up to these things now.
Using a perfume and putting it on your skin, it absorbs into your bloodstream within 10 seconds. So, and there's a lot of toxicity within a perfume. It doesn't matter how nice it smells.
Yes.
It does affect you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
It's like putting on makeup and that sort of thing. It absorbs into your skin in a matter of seconds.
Yes. And that's when our bodies, if you think about makeup, food, smells from your carpets, your vinyls, your paint,
They're
all your
all-
body products. You put washing your hair in shampoo, and they're opening all the pores. And then if you just most shampoos are not so good for us. Our toothpastes, full of. I heard the story that some toothpastes have BPA beads in them, and I'm thinking, plastic beads in them, the gel toothpaste. And I thought, oh my gosh, I hope that's not true. But I was at a talk the other week, and someone was telling us about that. So, things are hidden in a lot of products. But you don't know,
and you look at products, and you look at what's on them, and I can't read any of that because it's all too small.
Too tiny.
But the first product on first thing in any of
anything that's listed,
is water.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
A lot.
Yes.
And you look at makeups, you look at skincare and things. The most, and it goes from the most to the least.
Yes.
And water is one of the highest.
Yes.
And I think what the cost is the packaging. It's not the product itself, it's the actual packaging.
It can well be that way too.
But, looking at these and thinking about believe, what would you use believe for?
Well, that's very good when you're going through those times where you might feel challenged. Yes, sure. So you might feel challenged, or you might feel that you can't do something, you can't achieve something. So I'm thinking what's just come to mind is, maybe a teenager who's about to sit some exams, and they go through those times where they think, I'm just not going to make the distance, and
and that is a belief in themselves, isn't it?
It's a belief in themselves, and that can be from anyone. It might be somebody who's going through a bit of a hiccup. I know for me, I went through a marriage breakup, and at the time I was very devastated. I had 3 young children, and I didn't really know how I was going to support myself. I didn't believe that I could do it. So that's an example of a good time to use something like believe.
Yeah, and I've got one here. I just picked it up, and it says common sense.
Yes.
Okay, come on.
Common sense. So, well, common sense is one of those things that, we often wonder how common it really is. So that's going to ground you. It's going to bring you back into a sense of, giving you the ability to make really good decisions that aren't outlandish and over the top. It's going to, just bring you back, bring your energy back, keep you grounded, and give you the potential of.
Do you reckon I've got any hope?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, there is a blend called Hope, but I don't have it with me. But
inspiration.
Yes,
inspiration.
So, what time would you use that when you've come to a deadlock in something, or you think you either don't know what to do with yourself and you want some inspiration, or you might know what you want to do, but you're not quite sure how to do it. So you could diffuse inspiration, or artists might like to use inspiration when they're creating some artwork.
Right. Okay. And there's one here called Higher Unity.
That is absolutely beautiful. So
I have to smell them all.
That's great. So this one was created, and most of these blends are created by Gary. He was a master at creating blends.
So how would you use that?
So this one I would put on like we did before and make a little diffuser, or sometimes I put them in. This is a little diffuser here.
Oh, really?
So you unscrew this. There's different types of diffusers, and that unscrews too. And I pop a few drops of oil in that. So I will wear this, and I know my grandchildren all hop up on me, and they know that I often wear diffusers. So even if it's a crystal or something I'm wearing, they'll pick it up to try and smell it. So just invoking that sense of that's, just bringing that smell up to you just invokes this, a sense, depending on the oil sense, some calming or uplifting or relaxing or being able to breathe. So we have some oils that might, help you to breathe breath.
Yes.
And so say you've got a cold or something, we have a beautiful one called Breathe Again and I'll just roll this down the side here, and you can just feel its power just instantly, clearing the airways.
Yeah, and you have one called Thieves, and I always find that if you feel like you're getting a cold or something, you can utilise that. There's a spray and there's also the oil itself.
Yes, I love to put Thieves oil on my feet every day at this time of year just to keep myself fortified and uplifted. And, because if we want to stay well, it's like, we put oil in the car, we give our cars maintenance, we do all these things, we clean the house, or we do whatever it is to make us cheery. Well, we need to nurture our bodies. I don't like cleaning the house, but a clean house always makes you feel fresh and spacious.
It does.
So, but using oils to me is a way of, it supports that self-care and that self-nurture, and self-health is really something that I love to promote.
And so when I know I diffuse oils and I put them in the diffuser, and I might use a bit of lemon and something else. It doesn't matter. I just choose things and I just combine them together, and I just smell them, and I think, and I walk into the room and I think, that is so good.
Yes.
So, even that is a calming feeling.
Absolutely. So you're relaxing that inner self. They've done some studies that show that smell is one of the most powerful ways to release some of those negative emotions. So when we smell an oil, it goes in through the limbic system of our brain and right into the amygdala at the back, which is where we store all our past memories.
Right.
And so then if we've got past memories that are in there that have trauma attached to them, which we all do, we've all had trauma. It might
at
be
some stage
at some stage we all have
some
trauma.
larger than others. Yes.
So the essential oils help to release those feelings, and I believe that's what's happened to me through using these oils. It's given me that inner transformation.
Right.
I'm from a teaching background, primary school teaching, which is nothing like supporting people with essential oils, and I'm now in a position where I'm supporting other women or other people to grow a business and use, with the oils. So I've done huge transformation and huge changes in mindset and thinking and way of life, stepping away from teaching and moving into the area of creating a business with this. Yes. Because the other thing is, with something like this, because it's my passion and something I really love, I don't have to think, well, at 65 I'm going to retire and that's the end of my working life.
Oh, gosh, no. Oh, gosh, no. There's no chance of that.
There's no chance of that.
No chance of that.
And I'm not very good at sitting at home watching television or, just having well, for some people that's fine. But for me, I feel like I have a bigger vision and, I want to make a difference in the world. And I know that Young Living is definitely a beautiful train to be driving to, create some of those changes.
And it comes from the heart, doesn't it? It's sort of something that comes from the heart. So you're doing what matters to you.
Yes.
And you're doing what will make a difference, not only to yourself, but people close to you, family, your friends, your grandchildren, people like that, because you're educating them to use the oils in the way that they need to be used. Yes. And then you are educating other people to use the oils so that they can get the best advantage of them. Yes. But you're also helping women who are at home, at a loss, not knowing what to do, giving them an opportunity to be able to find something to do using the oils. Even if they don't go out and sell them, they can use them themselves. Yes. And, share them with their family.
Well, this is an interesting business because when they do the data on the people who are growing businesses, most of the people in Young Living don't come to Young Living because they want to grow a business. They come to Young Living because they're looking for something that's going to support their family in their health and happiness. Yeah. And then what happens is some sort of a switch clicks on for many of us, and we don't want to just keep it to ourselves.
Yeah.
We have this desire
you want to share it.
And then before you know it, one thing's leads to another, and you're starting to go, wow, I can have some abundance in my lifestyle, and I can have some financial abundance. The other thing is that we're a community, we're a big family, we're a global family, and that's something that I really love as well. So I've got so many new friends now.
Globally.
Yes.
I know you've done lots of travelling.
Yes.
How many times have you been overseas since you joined Young Living?
I've actually been, I think it's 8 trips overseas, and I've won all of those, which has also been something that's just been magnificent, and something that very humbling, and something extremely unexpected, because I didn't think that I would ever have that opportunity. And I've actually had the privilege to visit, our farm in Utah several times, and I've gone to our partner farm in Hawaii where we grow the Royal Hawaiian sandalwood, and that was just absolutely amazing to listen to the stories of the families there that are harvesting the Royal Hawaiian sandalwood, and it's all to do with sustainability, and that's the magic for me. And where else I've been to France, where we've got the biggest lavender farm in all the world,
right?
And we have a cooperative there as well. And I went to Croatia, where we grow helichrysum, and because we've got helichrysum in Croatia, and because of Gary's dedication and persistence in his mission, it is now being taken off the endangered species list.
Oh, wow.
Because it was being over-harvested.
Right, so what do you use it for?
It's a good one for skin. It's a good one for creating transformation, and just lots and lots of different things.
Yes. Yeah, you can't remember
it's
all of them, can you?
It's a fixative in perfume. So
excuse me.
What often happens is, because perfume's high demand in the perfume industry, these plants are being harvested, and yet there hasn't been people like Young Living. Well, there are some people, but not so many, looking into the sustainability, and that's why Gary wanted to grow a lot of things on his own farms, because sustainability is the key to the future. And we have our own farm there, but we also support 450 families in Croatia, because they grow helichrysum, and then we distill it, purchase it from them and distill it. So wherever Young Living goes and has farms,
it creates work for the people within the community.
Exactly.
So it is community driven, isn't it? And you said that you have the largest lavender farm. I love diffusing lavender. Yes. So it's my favourite.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So the other thing about Young Living is that we only grow from seed to seal. So, we have a seed to seal promise, which means that we know where our seeds come from,
right? And
all our plants are grown from seed. We don't use cuttings,
right? So
that was something that Gary really insisted on, because when you grow things from seed, you actually get an extra bouquet of, how do I say it?
So it's different, is it?
It's different. It's not. It's not like cloning something. So every plant's not going to be the same. They're all going to have different variants, which actually
complements.
Exactly. That's great use of words. Yeah. So it's a much more. It'll give you a better value of oil.
Okay. So if you were going to have a conversation with someone about oils, and they knew nothing about it, where would you start?
I would just say, go and get yourself a kit, just like I did, and start on the run, because actually the best place to start is to open the lid and smell it. Yeah, it's as simple as that, and that's what Gary taught us as well. If you don't know what oil to use or how to use it, open the bottle and smell it. And then his next statement was, just let your intuition to tell you what you want to do with that oil.
I love smelling oils.
Yes.
I'm going to get more of my oils out and just sit them around the house.
Oh, I hope I've inspired you. I've got oils in my bathroom, in my kitchen, in the lounge room, next to my bed, in my handbag. I don't go anywhere without an oil. And it's so amazing because everybody who's in Young Living or people who start using essential oils, I don't know what we did without them.
It's a bit like mobile phones,
yes,
and all that.
It's in the same category as a mobile phone.
Because you'll find that people who use essential oils now never use perfume.
Yes, actually, yes, that's what happens. And what also happens is that because our oils are so pure and there's nothing added, nothing taken out of them, and they're all first distillation, it gives them this a quality, and I don't think words can really explain it, but the bouquets of them are just stunning. And as time goes on, you become more and more aware of an oil that is not of the same caliber.
You do actually.
And also the smells. I'll go into shops where there are fragrances, and if the word fragrance is on a product, my alarm bells go up, because a fragrance really doesn't tell you much. It's usually been adulterated.
Yeah.
So my tolerance for those, my nose has
become
yeah, that's right. There is a word, there is a word for the art of smelling with your nose.
Really?
I can't quite think what it is.
I'll have to investigate.
Yes, I can't remember what it is, but I know Gary became very good at that, and he could smell an oil and he could tell you all sorts of things just by smelling the oil.
Yeah, and it is an art, isn't it? And it's something that's developed over many years.
Yes,
it's not something that happens overnight.
Yes, well, it's like anything, isn't it? When the more you practice it, it's like a muscle that you're growing.
That's exactly right. So if you were to give 3 tips for people to use oils, what would be the first one?
The first one would be to make sure that it comes from a good source and do your homework on that, because that's very important.
Because they can tell you all sorts of things, but they're not true.
Yes, so you need to make sure that you've done your research on where they're coming from, all those things I mentioned, how they're grown and how they're distilled. There's a whole array of things around that. I know Gary, for example, likes a cone on the distill, like even the shape on the still of how they're distilled, different shapes. So, yes, make sure you're getting a really good product. Find somebody who's using an oil, like you can contact me and I could talk to you. And somebody who's passionate about it.
Yeah.
Someone that you can relate to.
And someone who uses them and understands them.
Yes.
Yes.
And do your own research. There's lots of research online that we can all access about essential oils and how they're used and what they're used for. And there's lots of studies that anyone can jump on and have a look. And there's lots of books and things like that.
Fabulous. And so, using essential oils, you can use them. You use them with your Reiki. You use them with your colour. What do you call it?
Colour energy healing.
Colour energy healing.
Yes.
And what else?
Massage.
Massage. Yeah.
Diffuse them. Cooking. Cleaning. We have a whole cleaning range. Drinking. Yes, a drop or two in your drink. Well, people, you can make lavender ice cream. You can, lots of things in your curries, and yes, so that's the colour.
So there's all those sorts of oils that you can actually add into your curries and things like that.
Yeah, so black pepper, or if you're cooking a soup, just 1 drop of oregano. You don't need much; they're very pure. So you only need a drop or 2. You don't go overboard with them.
Otherwise,
they're very potent.
Yes, because they're
overdo it.
Yes, beautiful. Well, thank you, Kay, for your wisdom and expertise and giving the the tips, if you want to use the oils, it's a good thing to talk to someone who's experienced, such as Kay, to get the information to understand how to use them. And if you use them the right way, then you will get the benefits out of them. So how can they contact you, Kay?
Will you can I put a link with this?
Yes, you can, but just tell them now.
So I have a Facebook group called Kay's Essential Oil Wisdom, and my name on Facebook is Kay Hamilton, and there's not too many Kay Hamiltons on Facebook with lovely silver flowing hair. So you can find me easily, I'm sure. Or I have a website, which is www.mywl.com/Kay no E Hamilton, and
beautiful.
So reach out to me, find me on Facebook. I'm always up for a chat.
She is. She's always up for a chat.
So I'll just contact me and we can set up a time for a
conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah.
And actually, if just on the spur of the moment, if anyone does contact me and decides to get a kit of oils through me, I actually have like a little welcome pack, and I might give you a special bonus 1-to-1 little session. So I'd love to give you a special.
Well, there you go.
Is that okay?
That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Kay.
That's been a pleasure, Faye.
Yes. So this is Talking All Things Business, and I'm Faye Waterman, your host, and my guest, Kay Hamilton. And if anyone wants to contact Kay, have a look on Facebook. She is there, and she has a website as well. So bye for now, and until next time. Bye.
Bye.